Mars, the red planet. I like that little animation. Anyway, so time to rotate is kind of similar to Earth, just over 24 hours. Diameter is smaller, mass is smaller. Distance from the sun, it's 1.5 times further from the sun than we are. And then the next slide is going to be the crash course for Mars with Dr. Phil, so make sure you have that assignment up and ready. Alright, so it's much easier to see Mars from Earth. We can easily see some features. I mean, in this picture you can see light spots and dark spots in the polar caps up at the poles. We were able to tell that it rotates on its axis every 24.5-ish hours, and it's tilted 24 degrees. Now we're tilted 23.5 degrees, so very, very similar. So Venus, Mars, and Earth are all in the habitable zone, also known as the Goldilocks zone. And no, I'm not making that up. It's actually called the Goldilocks zone. Venus is at the hot end, it's closer to the sun. Mars is at the cold end, it's the furthest away from the sun, and we're right in the middle. It's interesting what Mars has in the atmosphere. They thought Mars actually had a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, so a young Mars has a lot of carbon dioxide and probably even had some rain. They thought the surface temperatures, again, of this young Mars was above 0 degrees centigrade, so above freezing. It could have been a decent planet. However, a lot of the atmosphere was actually lost. Impacts, weak gravity of Mars, because Mars again is smaller, so the atmosphere could escape quite easily, and the reverse runaway greenhouse effect. So it cools down. There's not as much volcanism as Venus, and as some of the atmosphere is being lost, you have a cooling rather than a heating. So Mars as a planet cooled faster than Earth. Again, it's smaller, so that kind of makes sense. It didn't have time to make plate tectonics. Carbon dioxide was taken up by water and rocks. And so more carbon dioxide was taken off by the water and rocks than the volcanoes were able to produce. Less carbon dioxide led to a cooler atmosphere. And so the water froze out of the atmosphere. No water vapor, another greenhouse gas, so it's going to cool. So Mars is now a cold, dry planet. It does have an atmosphere, though. It is very thin, 1/150th of Earth's. And interestingly enough, it's 95% carbon dioxide. 3% nitrogen, and then some argon, oxygen, carbon monoxide, and some water vapor. And the average surface temperature is 70 degrees Kelvin less than Earth. Okay, so they're saying the reverse runaway greenhouse effect because there's not enough carbon dioxide or water vapor. But the carbon dioxide is in fact 95% carbon dioxide, but there's not enough to heat the planet. Whereas Venus has 97% carbon dioxide, and it's causing the planet to just implode with heat. Kind of interesting.